As a vlogger, sometimes you might be going, hello, and you're speaking directly to the camera, and you might want to turn it this way, and obviously talk from behind the camera. Well, hello there and welcome back to a brand new video where today is a very exciting day because today we're doing our first sort of comparison video between the Canon G7X Mark II versus the Canon G7X Mark III. I apologize about the train. The train just likes to go off whenever I'm filming. But yeah, today's video we're going to be comparing the brand new Canon G7X Mark III. We're going to be testing out the audio versus the G7X Mark II. Now, in my opinion, I don't think there's going to be much difference. But this here is, as you guys know, my wonderful G7X Mark II. We're going to be comparing both cameras, and we also, I guess, because I'm going to be filming, be a great way to show off maybe if there's any differences in the video test. So obviously it's not going to be like the biggest video test in the world. Both cameras will be on tripods, same settings, same environment. But I'm guessing if you wanted to try and like go, oh, actually, that camera there looks a little bit different, or maybe it's focusing a little bit more, but both cameras are very similar, same autofocusing. The only main difference, I guess, in the hardware side of things is that the G7X Mark III has a slightly faster processor, but both cameras are very, very similar. And this video as well, I guess I'll be talking about like my first impressions and why I kind of like decided to upgrade. Because obviously I've got to talk to the cameras and talk about a subject, so you guys can sort of tell the differences between both audio. I'm guessing pretty much they're going to be the same. And what we'll do as well is we'll do a behind like the camera test. So even though the microphone is here like up the top, what I would do is I will like talk like this and go hello, 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 and then also talk this way. I'm guessing the same results, but just in case anyone out there goes, Matt, how does the audio sound if I'm talking from behind the camera or in front of the camera? So that is the plan for today's video. So if you do enjoy today's video, then be sure to hit a massive thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. Comment down below your thoughts regarding this. Without further ado, guys, let's go and test the audio between the G7X Mark II versus the G7X Mark III. Now, for me, this is a little bit interesting because I have two cameras running at the exact same time. On the left-hand side here with the Canon G7X Mark III, and this camera here on the right, I have the Canon G7X Mark II. Now, to give you guys a bit of background, both cameras are running movie mode, manual exposure, using the same shutter speed, same aperture, as well as the same ISO settings. So pretty much this is also like another way of viewing any differences in video quality. Both cameras are recording at 1080p 50 fps with the exact same settings, exact same color and everything else like that. So you might be able to tell a bit of a difference. So yes, even if this video is mainly talking about audio differences, it's kind of a video test, a video comparison test at the same time. So what I've decided to do is just talk to both cameras, and every so often I will switch from the G7X Mark III to the G7X Mark II so you guys can kind of see if there's any differences, and then later on in the video I will plug in my 3.5mm external microphone to give you guys how the quality sounds with the new microphone. Because one of the main benefits of buying the G7X Mark III is you do have the option to add an external microphone, which is probably one of the reasons why I did it, really, because having the option for external microphone on a G7X on a compact camera is crazy. Because for me, yes, quality, video quality is up there, right? But audio quality is just as good or even better, because sometimes you can watch the best video in the entire world, but the audio is just rubbish. And that is one of the benefits of obviously purchasing the G7X Mark III. So yeah, I'm just going to be talking between both cameras and giving you guys a bit of an insight. So I think what I was going to talk about, or basically discuss, is why I've sort of gone for the G7X Mark III over the G7X Mark II. So what sold me about the G7X Mark III was the fact that A, I can have an external microphone. That was a big plus. 2, it supports 4K. I've never owned a camera except my iPhone which does 4K. I don't plan on using 4K, but it's nice to have. It's a nice to have feature to have the ability to, to record in 4K. The 120 FPS feature is incredible. Probably not going to use that, but it's another reason why maybe you'd want to buy the Canon G7X Mark III. The live streaming abilities as well, to live stream to like YouTube. So rather than using your phone, you can simply connect YouTube to the camera, because obviously cameras have Wi-Fi, and you can live stream to YouTube. So what I might do is my first ever YouTube live stream. Should I do that? That would be pretty cool, right? Doing a YouTube live stream from the G7X Mark III. I don't know how many people will turn up, probably none. But nevertheless, we could give that a try to see if it's any good. And yeah, I don't know how comments will work, but I might use my phone to see how things are going, maybe. So those are some of the main reasons why I went for the Canon G7X Mark III. Now, to be honest, the Canon G7X Mark II is a fantastic camera. I mean, it's brilliant. You know, the benefit of the G7X Mark III coming out is obviously the G7X Mark II will be a little bit cheaper. Now, if you were saying to me, Matt, out of the two, you know, which camera should I buy? So obviously the Canon G7X Mark III is about £700. Canon G7X Mark II, I think we're talking about £450 to £500 brand new. So about £200 difference. Now, so for the extra £200, is it worth having 4K external microphone, 120 FPS, live streaming to YouTube, and I think there's a few other things, but those are the main things which I was interested in. Is it worthy of spending an extra £200? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys two answers here. So if you already own the G7X Mark II and you're wondering, should I upgrade to the G7X Mark III? The only benefit, I guess, or the question you should ask yourself is, do you want an external microphone? Do you want better audio? If you want better audio, then definitely go for the G7X Mark III. If you're going, I maybe want to, you know, record in 4K or record at 120 FPS, then obviously go for the G7X Mark III. But if you're happy with the camera, you're just recording in 1080p, you're happy with 60 FPS, you're happy with the audio, then it's probably not worthy of the upgrade. I mean, both cameras, I guess like the processor, I mean, there's a newer processor or a faster processor on the G7X Mark III, but I think it's the same auto-focusing system, same pixels, you know, the same aperture rate. So it's like, you know, both cameras are very similar. I mean, the main difference is 4K, 120 FPS, external microphone. So it's entirely up to you guys. But if you're thinking about buying a camera for the first time, so you don't own a G7X already, and you're thinking of buying a compact camera, and you want to use it for, say, video or photos, then if it's just photos, right, if it's just photos, then probably go for the G7X Mark II. If it's for video, then G7X Mark III, but it depends on your budget. You know, if you say, oh, well, I can afford the G7X Mark II, but I'm wondering if I should get the G7X Mark III, the questions you ask yourself is, do you want better audio? Do you want 4K? Do you want 120 FPS? And do you want to live stream to YouTube from your camera? Those are pretty much like the main question you should ask yourself. It's a small thing, but for me, it was definitely worth the upgrade. I just wanted an external microphone. Because carrying my, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a camera just up there. Carrying my M6 around for vlogging is fantastic. It's a great camera for me to use. I love it to pieces when I'm just outside filming my car and stuff like that. But when I go on holiday, or I go to Disney, or I go to a theme park, I mean, I guess Disney is a theme park, but when you're out and about and you want to put your camera in your bag, I don't always want to bring my M6 because obviously it's expensive. You know, it has a microphone on the side of it. I don't want to damage it or anything. And, you know, if I would have to carry a bag with me to put it to one side. Whereas with the G7X, it's a compact camera. I can simply just slide it into my jeans or my pocket and it just sits there, which is perfect. So that's one of the reasons why I like having a G7X. I mean, I have vlogged outside with the M6, but it's kind of like depending on the environment. But the G7X Mark III, I mean, it's pretty much the same price now as the M6. It's one of those things. I think I mentioned this in the unboxing video. I'm like, I have the 70D, and the 70D is basically me just having it in the house. It's my main camera, which I use, you know, for filming videos. The M6 is my wide-angle lens. I love the wide-angle lens. It's my camera for me, where I'm filming my car, filming outside, just having fun and just film it. And to be honest, I can bring that to Disney, I can bring that on holiday. But the only thing is a little bit bigger, I can't really fit it in my pocket, and if I do need to store it away, I kind of obviously have to put it in my bag. Whereas the G7X for me is a great camera for traveling, it's a great camera for having, you know, an additional angle. You know, if I'm filming on my car and I want another angle, I can just, you know, have two cameras. And sometimes when I'm filming inside the car, sometimes it's easier to use a compact camera because I literally just press turn on, lens comes out, turn off, lens goes back in. But then when you actually have like an actual lens, it's like a changeable lens, sometimes I'm a bit fearing. I'm sometimes a little bit nervous, like placing it down because I don't want to damage it. That's kind of my situation I'm in. But yeah. So pretty much that was it. I think this video, hopefully you guys have had a good understanding in terms of like the difference in audio. So obviously we've been talking about the front. We have been speaking to the front of the camera. And I've just realised that I actually haven't spoken to the back, to the back, to the back, to the back. I haven't actually spoken from behind. Obviously as a vlogger, sometimes you might be going, hello, and you're speaking directly to the camera, and you might want to turn it this way and obviously talk from behind the camera. So what I'm going to do now is quickly turn these cameras around, quickly talk to you guys about something, and then we'll probably end the video there. Okay guys, I'm going to try my best here. I'm literally holding both cameras. If there's any camera wobble, apologies, that's me. But basically, I know, it's really untidy, but basically I thought why not talk behind the camera and quickly just show you my my bird collection, my Pokemon collection. Yeah, so all these wonderful soft animals from Build-A-Bear. Just a big collector. But no, very, very quick. Just wanted to give you guys how the microphone sounds from behind. Because obviously, this is how people bring me vlogging. But I think the microphone is up the top. So the microphone's up the top. So it shouldn't really make much difference. But I know some of you will be asking, Matt, how does the camera sound from behind? So I know the microphone is on top. So technically it should cover most areas. But just giving you guys a quick little, I guess, not teaser, I guess a quick little taste to how the audio sounds from behind. So what I thought I would do is end the video on the Canon G7X Mark III, and you might be able to tell the audio might be a little bit different, and that is because we're now using the external microphone. So I thought this would be a great way to sort of demonstrate the differences between the internal microphone versus the external microphone and whether or not it's worthy. I mean, for me, there's a little bit of a difference, and I don't know, it's just having, better audio. I've always been a big fan of upping the quality, but if you don't do videos and you're just filming your kids or your family or your friends, and it's just to share at home, maybe audio isn't a priority. I mean, out of the box audio is fantastic, but if you want to maybe shoot a movie, or you want to shoot a commercial, or I don't know, whatever you're doing, maybe Catfish, if you've ever seen the TV show Catfish, they're always carrying a compact camera around, like the G9X or the G7X. Maybe for them they would want this for slightly better audio, but I think as they have a film crew, they're already using some professional audio anyway. It's just mainly for videos. So I don't know. Hopefully this video has been somewhat helpful, and hopefully I haven't rambled on too much. But if you have enjoyed today's video, then be sure to leave a massive thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Comment down below your thoughts regarding this. Without further ado, you guys have a wonderful day. And as always, see you guys in my next video. Adios, chaps. Boom.